Welcome to the first episode of Zodiac Wars. The miseducation of air signs is rampant, especially on YouTube, with YouTube astrologers and YouTube astrological tarot readers claiming that air signs are the most emotionally aloof and detached zodiac signs, which is complete bullshit. First of all, Scorpio is the most emotionally detached sign. I'm going to get into that later and how I came about that conclusion. But first, I want to evaluate why air signs, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, are not the most emotionally detached or aloof zodiac signs. First of all, air signs encompass Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. Let's talk about Libra first, because Libra is the symbol of marriage, relationships, union, balance, justice, fairness, equality. And those are all the characteristics that make a successful relationship great. Those are the traits that sustain a couple. So Libras, who I would say are even more charismatic than Gemini and very much more charismatic than Aquarius, who is part of the air sign tribe, is probably one of the most attractive relationship candidates out of every zodiac sign. And again, Libra belongs to the air sign tribe. So I'm not sure how anyone has come to the conclusion in the astrological community that air signs are emotionally detached when we have the sign in our tribe that embodies what relationships are, the Libra. The Libra is the pinnacle of relationships. Aquarius, who's also an air sign, is the pinnacle of friendship. Friendship is the highest form of love. True love is not sustainable without friendship as a foundation. Okay, it's like building a home without a foundation. You can't have love without friendship. And Aquarius somehow has mastered friendship. They stand for friendship in astrology. Everyone is their friend. I mean, Aquarius don't judge. Scorpios do pretty much all the time in a very strategic and calculating way. However, Aquarius, we'll stick to Aquarius for now, they will extend friendship to somebody who is completely opposite from them, different political views, different religious views, different sexuality, different spirituality practices, different culture, different language. Doesn't matter. You are the Aquarian's friend, because Aquarius can love in totality, meaning that they can accept you for who you are. It doesn't matter how different you are from them. It doesn't matter if you can offer them something or not. It's not a narcissistic, egotistic relationship like it is with the Leo, but we'll get to that later. So if Libra is a symbol of equality, fairness, inner balance, relationships, marriage, love, and Aquarius is a symbol of friendship, which is the highest love and the foundation of lasting love, how the fuck is it that air signs don't understand relationships? How the fuck is it that we got the reputation, us air signs, that we are not good relationship candidates, that somehow we are so intellectual that we are not in touch with our feelings? First of all, there's this misunderstanding that a intellectual person, a cerebral person, is not in touch with their feelings. Like, I can't be smart, I can't be intelligent and be in touch with my fucking feelings. Like, I can't be both, right? Wrong. I can be both. And because Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini are not overly emotional all the damn time, meaning that we're not in our feelings all the time, somehow we are emotionally detached because we know how to separate our thoughts from our feelings. We know which is which. Unlike water signs, who get so enthralled in their feelings that they can't tell what their thoughts are or what their emotions are. That's why I tell my overly emotional, dark-sided water sign clients to meditate so they can sit in silence and separate their fears from their intuition, their emotions from their thoughts. All that needs to be decompartmentalized. I'm not just saying this because this is an air sign and this is how I think. I'm saying this because balance is the way to self-mastery. We all are born with some sort of a imbalance. We need to balance out karma. We need to balance out what we lacked in our childhood through our adult relationships. So with that balance, we need to take something from every zodiac element. We need to take something from fire signs. We need to take something from air signs. We need to take something from water signs and earth signs. We all need each other. All the elements need each other to exist. So with that being said, I would like to go into why Scorpios are more emotionally detached than Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Okay. Geminis just have an overall bad reputation. I didn't really touch on them, but telling people, people are saying that they're, emotionally detached. They don't give a shit. They do whatever they want to do. They have a short attention span when that's, somewhat true, but fire signs have the shortest attention span out of every zodiac element. Okay. Fire signs get into things with their heart on their sleeves, and they get caught up in the moment, and then when the dust settles and the honeymoon phase is over, the fire sign is out. They're the number one sign that'll ghost you and just disappear on your ass because they came into the relationship showing way too much passion, enthusiasm, and excitement without getting to know you, and then they get to know you and they don't like you. Okay, and earth signs despise that. Earth signs are the complete opposite. They go into things a little bit guarded, and not so much guarded as a Scorpio. We'll get into that in a minute. But they do go into relationships guarded, and they've rationed out what they give. They don't give everything in the first month, whereas an Aries will marry you. Aries will fly to Vegas after 6 weeks because they think they're in love with you, but they're in the infatuation stage of the relationship, and they're probably the number one divorce sign of the zodiac. I do think Aries are brilliant people, by the way. I have so much love and respect for Aries. But when it comes to relationships, I do think Aries women in particular can get too caught up too fast, sacrifice too much, and then get burnt. I've seen so many amazing Aries women get burnt by men because they just got too caught up too fast in their feelings, and they should have taken the earth sign energy and harnessed that and rationed out their feelings, their passion, and their sacrifice, and not just give everything all at once. Okay, so Scorpio is the most emotionally aloof and detached sign because Scorpios, that song by Lady Gaga was dedicated to Scorpios. They have the poker face. Actually, a Scorpio that I dated is now a professional champion of poker. He is in all these tournaments all across the United States. He's a great poker player. And that is because Scorpios have the ability to shut off their emotions. They are not some really strong emotional sign. I don't know where people get that bullshit from. They are not going to be friends with everybody like an air sign. A Libra, Aquarius, a Gemini, everybody's their friend. Water signs are way more friendlier than earth signs. But there's something about the Scorpio that's the oddball with the water signs. Cancer and Pisces are a little less guarded. The Scorpios are so damn guarded that they ruin their ability to be vulnerable and make authentic connections with other people. So the Scorpio that I dated would invite me over, and he'd just be staring at me intensely. Not a lot of conversation because he doesn't like to reveal things about himself because he thinks it's going to give you some kind of a leverage and you'll be able to manipulate him or take something from him. Scorpio, you're not that important. Nobody's going to take anything from you if you open up a little bit and stop being so damn secretive and guarded. And that's the issue with Scorpio. They're so guarded and secretive, and it makes them emotionally aloof because of their silence, and it makes them emotionally detached because they can actually act on that. they can actually go on their life without expressing emotion, even though they may feel it very deeply. They believe that expressing it is a weakness. They believe that vulnerability is a weakness, unless you get really, really, really close to them, and that can take a long fucking time that I'm not, I'm somewhat impatient being an air sign, but I don't know any zodiac sign that can put up with a Scorpio, probably except an earth sign, because they're very slow too. Maybe a Taurus would be a good match for them, because Scorpios to me are very, in their dark elements, they are very materialistic, very shallow, very surface. They don't want to reveal a lot about themselves. They think vulnerability is a weakness, and they think harboring secrets inside is giving them some kind of a power, when all it's doing is just burning bridges and not allowing relationships to manifest at the full capacity that they can. So, dear Scorpio, you now hold the title, because I'm busting the illusion. You are the most emotionally detached, aloof zodiac sign. Period. I don't see how Aquarius can be emotionally aloof and be the pinnacle of friendships. I don't see how Libra, who is basically the pinnacle of marriage and unions and love and relationships, how they could be emotionally aloof. I don't see how a Gemini, who's a symbolic child of the zodiac, who is the twin, who are extremely loving, articulate, high energy people who also, like Aquarius, have several friends in several different walks of life. How can you be that way and be emotionally aloof? Does it make sense? It never made sense to me. And I'm just sick of all these other zodiac signs putting these titles on air signs, telling us who we are. You don't have the right to tell us that we're emotionally aloof or detached, when every single zodiac sign and every element, whether it's water, air, earth, or fire, all have an emotional wall that they need to tear down to let people in. So we are all, in some way, one or the other way, emotionally detached and emotionally aloof. And the number one most emotionally detached zodiac sign, the hoarder of their inner thoughts and inner feelings, their emotions, their vulnerability, is the Scorpio. Bravo, Scorpio. Bravo. Scorpios that live in their light and in their positive side don't have this issue. I know brilliant Scorpios that I learned a lot from in my life. I don't know what I would be without them. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the Scorpios in their darkest of dark element. And even when they, are feel fearful or scared in any kind of negative vibration, Scorpios are the most emotionally aloof and detached sign. It is not Aquarius. So I just wanted to make a video to clear that up, because there seems to be some misconceptions. One thing about fire signs too is they may appear as the most passionate, enthusiastic, sexual sign in the zodiac, but their emotions and passion is often exaggerated, and they can't live up to what they promise. They have these grandiose promises of how they will love you and how deep their love is for you. It's all game. They're just finessing you, and you will find out when you crash and burn from your short, fiery love affair with them that nothing about them was sustainable. So you have to pick your battles, who you want to deal with. You want to deal with the hot, passionate, very affectionate, and emotional fire sign who will profess their love for you all the time, but it may not be sincere? Do you want to deal with an emotional, water sign? Do you want to deal with a slow but loyal earth sign? Or do you want to deal with an air sign who may be intellectual, but who is also very emotional? They just don't verbalize it as much. They show you rather than tell you when it comes to emotions. And it's confusing because they're really expressive intellectually. So that's all that I have for today. Be sure to like my video, comment, and subscribe. And we'll be having more here on the show soon. Welcome to the